Portland's waterfront is alive with activity. Wander streets dotted with beautiful heritage-listed buildings or take a ride on the foreshore cable tram. The Southern Ocean waters are a year-round whale-watching destination, as blue whales and southern right whales visit the southwest coast from May to October on their annual migration to the warmer waters of South Australia. Day 3 of the Tour of the Great South Coast starts here in Portland with a 40-kilometre criterium. It's 25 laps of a 1.6-kilometre circuit, but there are 10 intermediate time bonus sprints on offer. And the 1 second lead that Michael Schweizer has over Patrick Bevin is looking very, very narrow indeed.
With just going into this grid with a 1 second lead over Patrick Bevin makes me a little bit nervous because he's obviously the best rider in the NRS, and I would say I'm second best, but still. No.
12 months ago I was able to win here, so I'm trying to make a comeback and win this technical circuit, and it's a bit wet this morning, so we'll see the weather conditions. If they stay like this, makes it even a bit harder.
The slippery conditions saw a mass pile-up on lap 3, which included 4 budget riders.
A big stack happened on the turn at the bottom of the course, and I just managed to go around it and go wide, but after that it seemed like a lot of guys were taking it a lot more quietly, jamming on the brakes and just sailing through there a bit safer.
There was a seesaw battle in the intermediate sprints, with Michael Schweizer and Raphael Freienstein both picking up many time bonuses.
So it was an up and down race, kind of dictated by the intermediates. So there wasn't too many opportunity for breakaways, and it stayed a lot together.
The only significant attack throughout the stage came from Sassy rider Callum Scottson, part of the Australian Team Pursuit program, and he spent several laps off the front. It was all back together as they approached 3 laps to go, and Brad Evans from Pat's Veg and Mitch Mulhern from Budget Forklifts seized their moment to attack.
There's a bit of a hesitation on the front because we're still 3 laps out from the line, so no teams wanted to fully commit to a lead out then. So I saw a bit of an opportunity. I was right at the front and found ourselves a gap and kept the power on.
Into the final corner, it was Evans with a narrow lead over the main field.
I knew they were right on the wheel because one of our team guys, he yelled, "You've got 2 lengths," and that was heading into the corner. So I knew I had two bike lengths, which is not a gap really for 300 metres, but I still had enough power there to finish it off. I was sure they were going to catch me before the last corner or just around there, but I took the corner wide and kept the power on all the way to the line.
It was second and third for Charter Mason on the stage, with Brad Evans from Pat's Veg on top. Heading into stage 5, Michael Schweizer from African Wildlife Safari now holds a 1 second lead over Charter Mason's Raphael Freienstein. Stage 5 of the Tour of the Great South Coast is Heywood to Casterton, 93 kilometres with 4 intermediate sprints and 5 King of the Mountains climbs.
Yeah, it was a really hard day today. It was the first KOM was only 8 Ks into the day, so it was a really fast start and lots of guys were trying to get up the road and get the KOM. Sam Crome from Charter Mason took it out and Ben Hill was second, and I was following Ben, but I just missed out on the points there, so it kind of fired me up and I was looking to get into the move. The break went at about 30 or 40 Ks in, and it went at the same spot that it did last year, and my teammate last year, Pat Shaw, slipped into the break then, and he managed to pick up a lot of the KOMs and eventually win the jersey, so I thought I'd give myself the opportunity to do the same thing, and I slipped into the break.
As the leaders went deeper into the hills, the breakaway group was whittled down to 5 riders, and Jackson Morby went on to pick up most of the sprint and KOM points.
It was really hilly through that section and really hard, and we knew that the peloton was coming really fast, so we dug really deep, and I just wanted to hang on to as many KOMs as I could. The last KOM, it was a Cat 2, and unfortunately the peloton had caught us at the bottom of the Cat 2. So for me, it was all about just hanging on in there and surviving over the KOM. And once we got back onto the flats, with about 15k to go, Paddy Bevin took a big flyer and managed to get away for some time. And I think that was a few panic stations amongst some of the other teams, and they drove really hard to bring him back. In the last couple of Ks, it was a really technical finish. There was a lot of left and rights in the last two Ks, as well as an uphill and a downhill and a bridge. So I think African were doing a lot of work, and so were Charter to set the sprinters up.
Powering up the final hill towards the finish line, it was Scott Sunderland that burst from the pack, picking up his third stage victory.
The biggest focus today was, just to try and survive, because it was probably the hardest day of the tour. So, 5 stages down in 3 days, so it's quite difficult. So it's not easy out there either on top of the hills. So yeah, very happy to get over them and get the win.
Another solid sprint victory by Scott Sunderland ahead of Patrick Bevin and Raphael Freienstein. Michael Schweizer from African Wildlife Safari retains the Campolina Sprint Competition jersey. Leading the CFMEU Young Rider competition is Dan Fitter. After a great ride, there's a new leader in the Scody King of the Mountains competition. It's Jackson Morby from Navitas Satellist. And picking up enough bonus seconds on the stage, the new Fulton Hogan race leader is Raphael Freienstein from Charter Mason.